Hi my loves, welcome back to a new video. I am Ruby if you're new, and welcome back to my channel. So guys, I'm going to be doing something different today. So I'm going to be reacting to some videos that caught my attention on TikTok. Guys, so I have been, I won't say doom scrolling, but I have been on TikTok for a while now, and there's a good side of TikTok and there's not so good side of TikTok. But anywho, I'm just saying this to say I have some videos here that I want to react to, and this is more so from a debt confession point of view. So these people are on their debt payoff journey, and they're talking about how much debts they have. They're talking about their payoff strategy and all of that. So I'm gonna go through some of these videos and I'm gonna be giving my 2 cents, because I have been there, guys. I know and I understand what it means to be paying back debt. So no judgment zone here, because been there, done that. So let's get straight right into it. And if you're watching and you're not subscribed yet, please hit the subscribe button, like this video, share, comment, so this video reaches a wider audience. So yeah, let's go straight right into it now.
Guys, it's time. Well, at least for me. I'm doing a debt confession video today, which is like the most embarrassing thing, but also so normal because a lot of us are in debt, or at least have been through debt, have experienced it. And the most important thing for me now is to get out of debt as soon and as fast as possible. So I kind of want to share with you guys my financial journey, what I've been through, how I got to so much debt, and where I am now. So I actually joined the military in January 2022. I want to say it was like a year and a half later after I joined that I got my first credit card. Before my first credit card, I was never.
So guys, I want to talk about something here quickly. You could see she imputed there, she never tracked her expenses. And guys, that is one big major way you can fall into that trap of spending endlessly. Because when you're not tracking what's going on with your bank accounts, when you're not tracking the purchases, how much you're spending out there, there's that tendency to overspend. Right? Even for me myself, before I started budgeting, at some point I didn't know what I was doing with my money. At the end of the day, I just noticed, yep, I got this, I got that. Oh, how much left do I have in my account? Oh, okay, I overspent. I'll try not to do that again. But when I started budgeting, I started seeing the benefits. I started seeing, okay, this is X amount I'm paying on bills. This is X amount I have as fun money, as shopping money. I'm telling my money where to go, what to do for me. This is the amount of money I'm going to save. This is the amount of money I'm going to invest, and all of those good stuff. So budgeting here is key.
Never good with money. I had 2 jobs and I would work like 17-hour shifts. But whenever it was payday for me, I would immediately go to the bank, cash it all out, and just splurge it, you guys. Like, I would go shopping, I would buy food, like I would get beauty things. I would just spend like crazy, and nothing ever went, not even a thought of any of my money going into savings. Like, I could never save. So yeah, I can say I never had a good relationship with money. And almost a year, not even a year, but almost a year of having that credit card, I racked up over $10,000 in debt. Insane, you guys. Like, what? And of course, what was killing me was the end.
Yep, guys, it's very easy to rack up that amount, especially when you're giving credit cards that has limits of 10,000, 15,000, 20,000. At that moment when you're spending, you're not really taking into account that this is money you have to pay back. Or in your head, you're saying, okay, I'm going to pay back the minimum when I get paid. I'm going to pay back the minimum next week. And you know what? Next week will come and something else will come up. And that cycle continues. This amount keeps piling up and keeping interest on these loans. So it's something that's very common if you're not careful.
Trust, once I realized I was realizing obviously that the debt was going up like crazy, but I was like, oh, I'll just make the minimum payments. I never took it serious.
Guys, that is where they get all of us. It's the interest. The interest, it is killing.
It's serious. I never cared. I was like, okay, well, everybody has debt. I don't really care. Yeah, I was so young and naive and never really grew up with good financial advice, or even just like good financial habits in general. So when was it? When did I get pregnant? It was in 2024. So when I found out, I was like 3 or 4 months pregnant, I want to say, is when I started to take my debt very, very seriously. And like my mindset kind of changed. I was like, okay, I'm bringing a whole human into this world. I'm in debt. I'm married. Like I need to get it together. And I was able to pay off over $6,000 in debt. Of course, the interest was killing me. So whatever amount I would put, I was finding myself kind of like in a loop where I was making payments, but again, the interest was just killing me. And of course, with all of this that I was able to pay off, my husband also was a huge part in this and was able to help me. So I will leave here on the screen how much debt I currently still have. I don't want to say
Okay, so this first video, we can see here, guys, she's made tremendous progress, as I said earlier. Let me know your thoughts on this first one down in the comment section. Have you also been in that position whereby you keep charging on your cards and you have this mindset of, oh, I'll figure it out later, or you have this mindset of, oh, everybody's in debt, so why should I be bothered? Let me know down in the comment section. That is not a good mindset to have, because the truth of the matter is, guys, everybody's financial situation is different. You could see someone buying luxury products out there, Chanel, Dior. You could see another person traveling. You could see another person like everybody's financial situation is different. So do not have that mentality or mindset that everybody's in debt, so I might as well enjoy my life and all of that. Yes, enjoy your life, travel, buy good stuff for yourself, but make sure you're doing what makes sense for you financially. Because when you get down into these credit card debts, it is in your name. You're going to have to be the one to pay them creditors back. So just budget, save your money, and enjoy based on what your budgets can take. So yep, let's
Hey, I'm Lynn, and this is me running away from my problems. I live in North Jersey where I rent a room for $600 and I'm $65,000 in debt. No savings, no retirement plan, no investments, $17,000 student loans, $7,000 repo, $4,000 past due tolls, high interest credit cards, medical bills, and $3,800 in buy now, pay later. I make $1,600 a month working part-time, which is about less than $21,000 a year. My expenses are $1,800 minimum, and yes, I've been job hunting. I've had no one to teach me about financial literacy, so I'm making it my business to teach myself all the things I wish somebody would have taught me. My focus right now is to stop spending money, clear my over-limit credit cards, kill my buy now, pay later app balances, free up some cash, and save up enough to move out by the end of the year. There is no plan B, so follow me and watch me rebuild my life from scratch.
Okay, so guys, there's a whole lot to unpack in this second video. Yeah. Over 60K in debt. Buy now, pay later, credit cards, student loans, repo, toll fees, and all of that. Yep, that is a whole lot of debts to carry for one person. Honestly, it's overwhelming too, just seeing those numbers. I'm not the one with those numbers, but seeing those numbers, I feel overwhelmed on her behalf. So that is something that's, yeah. So she also made a statement saying, oh, nobody taught her about managing money, finance, and all of that. Guys, information is out there on YouTube, all these social media platforms, especially on YouTube. Like, I also had to teach myself how to budget. I also had to teach myself about money and all of that. Even though you felt growing up, you weren't really taught, or in school, nobody taught you about money, please teach yourself. Yeah. Teach yourself, take baby steps, improving your finance. You know where you are currently. Watch videos if you want to learn how to budget, if you want to learn how to save, invest, and all of that. There are lots of tons of YouTube videos out there that can help and guide you. And when it comes to this buy now, pay later, guys, I've used buy now, pay later sometime. I used it sometime last year. And guys, something about these things, this BNLP program is, at that point when you're making the purchase, you probably be like, oh yeah, 0 down payments, I'm gonna have to pay it back in 2 weeks. At that point, you're like, yep. So if I get my products, maybe from Amazon, the products come, you're excited. 2 weeks comes and they are knocking on your door. These charges are coming up, $100, $200, that would need to be deducted from your account. And as I always say, there will probably be something else you have to pay for at that moment. And what usually happens is, sometimes at that point, you already, have a lot of money going out in your account, and at the end of the day, you're left with nothing. So be very careful when you use these buy now, pay later programs. I would say save. If you want to make a big purchase or something, save for it and buy it rather than going through all of this. Because I heard they also have interest too. Some of these programs have interest. So yeah, I just feel it's not worth it. Honestly, it is not worth it. And I hope for this lady here, she kept saying nobody told her about finance, but she wants to take a step to pay all of these her debts that she has. And it is doable, but she probably would need to have a strict plan, literally strict plan, focused plan, and most importantly, not adding any more payments or adding any more, should I say, things on her credit cards. And also, she mentioned toll payments. Toll payments, it piles up. It piles up. For me, I try not to take any road that has a toll. Yeah. I literally had to go on my Google Maps and put there avoid toll roads, because I don't know, I just don't want to be paying for that. There was one time I took a toll road, and at the end of the day, I ended up paying $10. I'm like, $10 when I could have taken another route that would cost me $0.00. So why should I have to do that? But yeah, that's just me though. But yeah, I don't use toll roads any longer. So yeah, let's move to the next video here.
I don't even make that much in a month right now. So I set a crazy goal for myself to pay off all of my debt by the time I'm 30. For reference, I just turned 29, which gives me less than 12 months to pay off over $20,000 of debt on a very low income. And my biggest reasoning for doing this is I just want to have pure financial freedom where I don't have to worry so heavily on how much I'm making just to be able to pay my bills, because my debt is almost $1,000 a month alone. Like all the rest of my expenses are very, very low, but my debt is just something that continues to haunt me. It's debt from overspending, a college that I dropped out of, personal loans I took out when I didn't need to. So it's just overall not a reminder I want to have, especially not going into a new decade. So yeah.
So guys, one thing about being in debt that it stresses you out, and you're working your backs off at these jobs, working 9 to 5, working night shifts, morning shifts, and at the end of the day, when you receive your salary, a good chunk of it is going to creditors. It hurts because in your head, you're like, oh my goodness, this is money that I could have used to do something else. I could have saved, I could have budgeted for my travel, I could have budgeted for shopping, like do something else. But everything, a good chunk of it is going to creditors, plus their crazy interest rates that they charge. And she mentioned 3 really good points here. Overspending, student loans is a big one, and unnecessary loans. People just taking out loans just because. Taking out loans just because they want to travel, just because they want to get a luxury item. It's not what it's, because you're going to feel the stress later on.
The goal is just to leave the damage of my 20s in the past. There are lessons learned, mistakes were made. Now we're going to continue to grow from it. So let's break down my current debt, how much I need to pay off monthly to be able to hit that goal, and how the heck I'm going to do it considering I can barely afford to make the minimum payments now as it is. So the first one is my credit card. I only have one that I use currently, and I had it paid off all of last year. Like every month I would just continue to pay it off every month. But unfortunately, I just don't have the funds for that right now. So my credit card balance is $1,850. And then the next debt I have is a personal loan, which I had taken out so long ago. I think the total balance on that at one point was like 6 or 7 grand because the interest rate was like over 130%. It was insane. But anyways, like I said, we made mistakes. But that balance is now $1,692. So we've made significant progress on that. Okay, and then the next debt I have is medical bills, just totaling $890. My phone bill, would love to pay that off for $1,110. Then miscellaneous, don't even know where the debt came from, but we have it for $750. And then lastly, my lovely student loans totaling $15,382, bringing our grand total to $21,674. I gotta give myself some credit because I paid off over $20,000 of debt last year. We locked in, so I know I can do it again. However, the difference is last year I was at a high paying job. This year I'm not. So considering February is almost over, we're not even counting this month. So essentially I have 11 months left to pay that, which means I need to pay almost $2,000 towards my debt every single month to hit that goal, which is crazy because I don't even make that much in a month right now. So we're gonna have to grind. So then that leaves the question of how the heck do I even plan on paying off this debt? My plan is to use the money that I make from social media to put entirely towards debt. So I have my regular part-time job that pays the bills and the minimum payments, and the money from content creation and social media is gonna go straight towards the debt. And I don't plan on paying myself out for my business unless I absolutely have to.
It is very easy to get back into debt cycle. I know things happen like debt and like a job loss and all of that, but aside from all of those major life experience that happens in terms of job loss, I've also noticed it's very easy to get back into the cycle of swiping those cards. If you're not intentional about freezing them cards or locking it up somewhere or just putting it out somewhere that you just don't see, that would help prevent you from swiping those cards, because it is very easy. Because at some point you're probably at home bored and the first thing that's coming to your mind is, oh, I want to go shop, I want to go spend money. And you remember, oh, I have a credit card that has 20K limit. It's just 1K, let me just swipe it and get this thing. It piles up. So just have to be very mindful of that it's very easy to get back into that cycle, and you just want to go round and round the same cycle. You've been in debt once, try not to get into it again. Yep, it's possible. Yep, I literally agree with her. If you put your head down to do something, you literally can achieve that. So if she has set this goal for herself to make these payments through social media revenue, it is definitely possible, and I know she can do it if she puts her head down. And hopefully her videos, or she gets like brand deals and all of that will help her pay all of these things faster.
Last month, I was in $67,000 of debt, so let's see what my balances were last month and what they are this month. My Amex card went from $7,289 to $7,074. My Apple card went from $468 to $119. My Chase card went from $19,330 to $18,900. My Citi card went from $7,237 $7,059. My Credit One card went from $396 to $508. My Discover card went from $14,776 to $14,550. My Macy's card went from $259 to $0. My Merit card went from $1,365 to $1,620. My Milestone card went from $331 to $210. My Wells Fargo card went from $2,969 to $2,700, but this should really be at like $2,500. I'm waiting for them to reverse some interest charges after all that fraud. My Avant loan went from $5,583 to $5,442. Will's first loan stayed at $7,312 because I did 2 move payments to kind of help me out with my January budget. And then I took out a $1,420 loan against my 401k, which brings my total debt from $67,315 to $66,116. My overall debt only went down by $399, but down is down, and we're officially in the $66,000.
I could see some of her debt picture. For some of these cards, it went down, while some it went up. So I'm going to assume here it's probably due to the interest charges, because these interest charges, guys, that is what gets each and every one of us. You're making payments to it, but your payment is not going to go nowhere if you're not making additional payments to it. So that's probably why, that's my assumption though, like some of her credit balances are going up. And she also mentioned taking 401k loan. Yeah. I don't know her reason for doing that, but if I'm in that much of debt already, I wouldn't want to get myself into more, because that alone, it's a lot, and I wouldn't want to add to it at all. So yeah, let me know what you think about taking out 401k loan. People justify it saying it's borrowing against themselves and not borrowing against the bank. Let me know what you think about it down in the comment section. Is it worth it or is it not worth it?
I already almost forgot to do day 3. But day 3 of making micropayments until my student debt is gone. The balance we're at right now is $77,442.88. And on yesterday's video, I got 34 engagements plus 4 followers, so that's 38 total, times 0.05 is 190. I'm adding that to the $31.15 of interest, and I'm going to round it up, so that'll be $34 total. Here's where we are now, and I'll see you tomorrow.
I added this one here because, yes, she's in over 70K in student loan debts, but she created a very fun way on how she plans to tackle it. Guys, little payments helps. I know it probably wouldn't go a lot, maybe due to the interest, but I really like the fact she came up with something fun for herself, and she goes based off her engagements on her videos to make this payment. And I find that really interesting. Guys, something about personal finances, it is personal. For somebody else, it might be like, nah, I'm not gonna do this. So what the hell should I be making micro payments for? If I have a big chunk of money, I just throw it into it. But this works for her perfectly well. So just figure out what works for you and go with it, because at the end of the day, we are all on our different journeys when it comes to finance, when it comes to paying back debts, and what works for me might not necessarily work for you. So figure out what works for you. The most important thing is having a plan and sticking to it. So if you have a plan, stick to it, put your head down. Trust me when I say there is nothing you cannot achieve. So yeah, so guys, let me know what you think about this video. I enjoyed making this, and let me know your thoughts on these videos down in the comment section. And I plan to do more of these. I plan to do more debts reviews, finance generally, and also, of course, my fashion content as well. So those are the kind of 2 videos you receive from me. But if you want, let me know if you have any suggestions also down in the comment section, and I'll see you all in my next one. Stay happy, stay blessed, stay cheerful, and I'll see you all real soon. Bye for now.